season. Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Touchdown, Eagles. Dallas Goedert, his second touchdown on the season. And the Eagles are on the board first here this afternoon. Elliott good with a PAT. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone.
Deontay Hardy on the return. The Saints take over first down 10 at their own 19-yard line. One down.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out. By a few inches, that'll be a first down. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and that will bring up second down. The Saints at 500, 3-3 through the season's first 6 weeks. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 14 yards is the pickup, first down New Orleans.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Meanwhile, Carr's throw here on target to Hurst. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. The first drive here and the first time that we've called the big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
Carr to throw on 3rd and 1. There's Chris Olave. And he has another first down as he'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 27-yard line. A 3rd down conversion with a strong gain of 14.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Carr now on first down. He'll get this into the hands of Van Jefferson. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4 of 4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game. Like we're watching an operation taking place right now.
Touchdown! Alvin Kamara, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
He'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Let's go. Go set.
But when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play.
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick.
And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time.
Touchdown, New Orleans!
Alvin Kamara, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints have moved out in front.
He's showing the different ways he can hit you in this first quarter. 1 rushing, 1 receiving touchdown.
He's showing us he's not just a stereotype, isn't he? Not just a guy who carries the ball in the backfield, can get out into space, make plays with his hands downfield. That's a pretty good combination right there.
Defensively, you'd prefer to be going against the stereotype, wouldn't you?
At least you know where he is, right? That gives you a chance to get more people to him and get him on the ground.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe you give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
16 more on that one and another first down. Pretty ideal right there. Keep it yourself, get the first down, and get the heck out of bounds.
And knowing him, I believe he's thinking, I'd get a few more yards if I just lowered my shoulder. But he also hears that second voice in his head. His head coach, or probably his agent too, saying, get out of bounds, man. Don't do that.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. He'll drop to throw.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Marcus May with a pick.
And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
Well, they're certainly not giving much up to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. Touchdown, Saints! Alvin Kamara, his 104th career touchdown, one shy of Tim Brown on the all-time list.
And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. The extra point by Sly is up and good.
And it's now 21-7.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. offense set to begin their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that worked. Now they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the plague did on the last one.
A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Got a man, it's Brown.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Well, this is intercepted. They get Ritter for the third time. Picked up by Alontae Taylor.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
This defense, 3 interceptions now. And Charles, obviously that one for the pick six. That gives them a 3-possession lead, and they are really in the driver's seat.
Makes you imagine what that lead could become with another half of football left to play, because the way they're getting after a partner, 30 points, 40 points, even 50 points, that type of a lead, not out of the question. And neither is another pick six.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we're having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Trying to lay one up deep. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Marshawn Lattimore.
And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked them off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. An excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
2 minutes gone by, second quarter. On first down, Carr.
Targeting Thomas on the out route, making the catch.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it first and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a first and goal.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Not a whole lot there on first and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or two in this situation.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on second and goal. Carr going to throw. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And this brings up a 3rd and goal. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side in the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
637.
Carr now on 3rd and goal. Touchdown! 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr.
And the Saints continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And the route is on here in this first half.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think...
And my goodness, another interception. Marcus May with a pick.
And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it. I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player, you have to know the situation.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
To the right side and complete to Hurst. That he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that 1st down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
They'll go for it. It's Carr. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted.
And the Eagles are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. Quite a decision there on 4th down. They didn't just want the first. They wanted 6 points, and following the interception, they're going to come away with neither.
And that's too bad, partner, because they really went for it on that one, right? Because I think in their mind, sometimes the illogical play is the logical play. But in this case, they were wrong.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Brown. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. He's going to air one out. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. They're able to keep the drive alive. 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. They'll look to throw again. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did incompletions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. If you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
He's going deep for Brown. And now here is another interception. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. Shifts by him. There he goes, right side. And they will finally get to him, but a great return has set him up first and goal at the 5. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
This on first and goal. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. He's at the 50, the 30, 10, 5, and he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. How about that for a momentum swing? You had it goal to go. Not only do you cough it up, but they pick it up and return it all the way for a touchdown.
And now you have to give oxygen to the entire team because what a letdown that was. Terrific drive. Looked like you're going to get points. Instead, the other team registers them on the scoreboard.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone.
And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 at the 24.
First down 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And my goodness, another interception. Darius Slay with a pick. So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara.
68 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now Carr. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And he's got Hurst, his tight end.
And he is going to have a Saints first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Now Carr. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted.
It's Nakobe Dean with a pick. And the Eagles force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10.
Well, I would guess it combined, if you spoke to both defenses, neither side has a lot to celebrate today. They haven't had a lot of stops, but that one right there, that's a big one because they stole points away with that play. And just as importantly, picked up a key stop on an offense that's been really impressive here in the early going.
And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
They find some open field here. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this third quarter. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They look up at the scoreboard, facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's a 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive. But maybe cut into it a little bit, as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. He'll look to throw. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. Tough one there. First drive of the third quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at first and goal.
Kamara is into the end zone for a Saints touchdown. So they're able to capitalize there on the short field, and that might prove to be the score that turns out the lights.
The party's over. Oh, sorry about that. That's an old reference there, folks. But, yeah, they've been the better of the two teams by far, and that's great complimentary football right there. Defense gets the turnover, sets up the short field, and the offense goes right out and scores to open up a pretty sizable lead.
And from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league where we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Over the middle, complete. That's Watkins. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
It's hard that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
The Eagles send out their punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. On the return, Hardy.
A nice return that time of about 14 yards.
And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10.
Their own 21-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time.
He's got a man, complete.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara.
And he'll get it inside the 35.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Carr. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide. And these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Throwing on first down is Carr. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
Glad to be in the great city of New Orleans, rolling along here in the third quarter, 2nd and 10.
A 10th carry for Kamara. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line.
81 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
That was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on first down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete.
And the Saints are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just did the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be...
And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Derek Carr scoring on the sneak from a yard out.
And the Saints have taken a 5-touchdown lead. The extra point by Sly is up and good.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Garcia. Trotting. Runs over him.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
The fourth down pass, complete to number 86. It's a gain of 56 yards. First down, Eagles.
So a moment to catch our collective breath after the fourth down conversion. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. And since they still have 10 yards to go, they'll just say, let's roll this over to 3rd down and decline it.
Let's just be honest about it. If you can't get them off the field on 3rd and 10, then something's wrong with your defense anyway. No sense in taking that penalty.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th, and the Saints will have the football back. Carr now on 1st down. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. A give to Kamara running right. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain, but they'll be forced into a 3rd and 15 coming up.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going for the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
Okay, right?
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
That's caught inside the 20.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll drop to throw. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And the Saints are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
And he's going to get this up to the 24-yard line. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
That's good for the Saints.
Trying to run down some clock with Kamara. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Sometimes being a linebacker in the middle of the field is kind of like being a doctor on the field. You got to make the right diagnosis. Here he correctly sets his run and shoots through to make the play in the backfield.
Carr completes it. And that's good for a gain of 6. 3rd and 7 now.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Got an open man, finding Jefferson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 23 yards on the play. From midfield, here's Carr. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 29-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He lost 6 there on the first down play.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. Kamara gets it again on 2nd down.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. To throw, it's Carr.
Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it.
And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23.
Joey Sly on for the field goal. A 40-yard attempt.
Sly able to put this one through.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the
he's got a man complete.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Now back to throw. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided. So 3 plays, already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought